What's up, and welcome to our podcast, Toast to Tea.
We're two friends that love the world of celebrity and pop culture and talking about it with you.
To join our world of celebrity, make sure you rate, like, and subscribe to our podcast. Now hit it.
It's about that time.
Wait, where's the Chris Cam?
To say cheers to our world of celebrity.
1000%.
They're back together, and it feels just right.
Miss Mika, nice to meet ya.
Raise your glass.
I'm Maddison Hill.
And I'm Courtney Revolution.
Because it's our moment to
Toast to tea.
Yes, Courtney, we are back. We were actually just talking about, we hope you all enjoyed the Tolu interview. That was last week's episode because we had so much fun doing it. Tolu was so fun.
That was a great first interview.
I agree.
That was great. Shout out to her.
I love that we are becoming the place, Courtney, and I'm just calling it now, where people feel comfortable coming to us first and sharing their story and telling their side of things. I am so honored that she wanted to come on Toast to Tea.
Honestly, same. There are some people that do reality TV and they never ever want to do the podcast because they know that depending on the platform, their words may get misconstrued. It's so easy to cut some clips together, you know. And I'm glad that Tolu felt, like you said, comfortable enough to just come and do her thing right here on the TTT.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And I hope the community loved it as well. I feel like The Trust is such a good show. You guys know I would not say a Netflix reality show. Also, Courtney knows what Netflix reality shows to tell me to watch. And reality in general. Courtney knows.
Yeah,
Courtney
I'll tell you, girl.
Netflix always knocks it out of the park, though.
I
Netflix
agree.
always slays the reality game. I'm always interested and intrigued.
Madison, I gotta tell you, Love is Blind season 6.
I need to get on it.
Go ahead and cut that on.
Okay.
Go ahead and cut that on.
Perfect. You know, I'm in Kansas City right now helping out my friend, and we need a new
ma'am.
show. We've been talking about it.
That's the one.
Okay, I'm going to put that on tonight.
Y'all gonna be laughing. Ooh, y'all gonna be laughing.
I did see. Was there a girl who says she looks like Megan Fox, but she doesn't look like Megan Fox?
Oh, Miss Chelsea. Yeah.
Okay.
Miss Chelsea.
I saw that
Bless her
today
heart.
when we were getting things ready for the docket. I saw that and I was like, well, I have good confidence, you guys. I know, yes, sometimes do I feel a little fluffy? Absolutely. But I feel good about myself, you know what I mean? I feel confident going in the pods. But would I ever say I look like Megan Fox? No. If you don't look like Megan Fox, do not put that out in the universe.
Madison, I wholeheartedly agree. It's okay to feel confident in yourself. There's such a way to go about it. But I thought that she could have said, I'm gorgeous like Adele. And I think that would have went over because Adele is beautiful. Yes. You know, she just physically does not look like Megan Fox. I was offended personally. No shade.
That would be like me saying I look just like Sydney Sweeney, and then the man pops open the doors and he's like, "What are those egg cups, ma'am?" I'm confused, but that's what I feel like this whole situation was. And I have not watched the show, but just looking at the photos, that is literally the exact same thing.
Madison, I'm telling you, y'all two gonna cut this on and y'all gonna be up all night. Because it's a good old mess, and I'm living.
Okay, good.
Definitely an upgrade from last season.
Okay, good. Because I feel like I didn't love last season. I wasn't as invested. Okay.
The casting wasn't 100%, but they've gotten back to basics.
Oh, thank God. Is it giving season 1?
It's giving season 1 with a dash of. And
even better. Okay, dare I say that's better? A little crazy goes a long way with me. Okay, I am told. I cannot freaking wait. Okay, I need to tune into Love is Blind. I've got to get that together. Perfect.
Yes.
I need it.
Girl, I was saying, like I was about to say something. I was not about to say.
I was just going to tell you, survived the Chiefs parade. That was crazy. I'm sure you guys all saw the national news, and I was getting so many messages about it.
What happened, Maddison?
Okay, so it was truly, everything was fine. The whole day was gorgeous. It was a gorgeous day outside. The vibes around the city were very positive, uplifting. We went to the parade. Courtney, when I tell you, I have never seen such a safe environment. The players were walking the parade route, no security, picking kids up, putting the kids on their shoulders, people were throwing them miniatures. They were throwing beers. Like
It was giving good
was,
old
it
Americana
was
moment.
Midwest.
Yeah,
Midwest fun.
you
You know what I
said
mean?
picking up the kids, and that's
Literally
such
picking
a
up the kids.
yeah.
I'm telling you, yes, there were police officers like along the route, but no one was pushing. No one was drunk. No, I mean the players
It's
were
like the
getting lit
Poconos.
as they should be. Yes, you know,
Yeah,
we talk about it all
yeah.
the time.
I
Good
know that
old back
vibe.
home fun. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We decided not to go to the rally because by the time we would have walked down there, we would have had a really bad spot. We wouldn't have been able to hear whatever. So we went back to our friend's office where we started and watched it there. And then we went to a bar and all hell broke loose and everything changed in an instant, obviously.
Mhm.
Now they're coming out. I think it was gang related violence and it
Oh
just happened to
no.
take place close. And that's where people were injured. It was horrible. Obviously, there were a ton of people there. The police acted so fast. They acted as fast as they could. There was no
Good.
delay, nothing like that. It's just horrible. And it just made us all so sad for the city, truthfully, because I cannot express enough. And that's why I just want to get that message out there that prior to that happening, prior to 3 people making a really bad decision that day that ruined it for thousands,
Mm.
it was a good day. But it completely changed. I mean, the vibes of the city just after that, we all were like, we need to, obviously channel our energy into sending our love and attention to everyone who is injured. And obviously the one woman who lost her life, which is horrible. But
Mm.
it's just crazy, Courtney. I hate the reminder that life is short. I feel like I've been getting it too much lately. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh my gosh, it's crazy.
So what you do with that, girl? Live
Channel
your
it.
life. You live your life
Mhm.
now, girl.
That's our little reminder for everybody, truthfully.
Yeah.
And it's, I think it can be so easy to get bogged down in fear. Even yesterday, though, I will say, Courtney, I always get nervous before a concert or a crowded event because that's the America we live in, which is sad. But
Mm.
yesterday, and you can relate, when you're in your hometown, you're like, "Oh, what is crime? What is going to happen to me?" I truthfully
Yeah.
did not even have a blip of stress yesterday, which is weird for me because I'm stressed all the freaking time. But I was like not even thinking of anything. I had my
You were
Michelob
home.
Ultra. Yes, I was walking around with a Michelob Ultra. Like I was not doing it. You know what I mean?
Michelob mommy.
Michelob mommy, you know me. We love Michelob Ultra, but it is crazy how it changed in an instant. But it also
Mm.
makes me thankful that we have our platform and we kind of offer, hopefully for you, an escape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always want to address the big things that are happening, but never harp on it too much because I want this place to be an escape for you guys. Whenever you have real life happening, I want Toasted Tea to be the place where you can spend, your 45 minutes to an hour of just like, what is real life? Let's talk about silly, fun things. That's
Yeah.
what I want us, our community to be. And that's what it is. And that's what I'm so thankful for. Like I was like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to talk with Courtney. I'm going to talk with the community. It's all going to be okay. You know what I mean?
I'm begging you to be my escape. Where's Reliant
Yes.
K? I'm about to,
Where are they?
girl, I'm about to DM Reliant K, girl. We need y'all out in LA doing something.
Who was the band that did the Super Bowl commercial? The one hit wonder band. Do you know which one I'm talking about? There was a
No.
one hit wonder commercial and it made me think of you because I just know you love all of that 2000s punk emo
You know
era.
I do, girl. I was listening to Good Charlotte on the plane back from
Literally.
Florida.
How was Florida? How was your wedding? You guys, we switched roles. Courtney went to a wedding and I did it.
I did go to a
I love
wedding.
it.
I
Yes.
went to Destin, Florida, which I'd never been to, which is not too far away from Pensacola, where Hangout Fest is, which I went to last year. Sophia from the Circle got married. It's interesting, Maddison, that I thought that it was just going to be me there.
Yes, you
And
told
then
me you were worried.
my luggage got messed up because of my connecting flight, and girl, it's a whole thing. And I wound up bumping into Daniel at the airport. And then my luggage was on the flight of Matt and Nick.
The circle world's colliding.
Yeah, so of course we terrorized the town.
As
But
you
no,
should.
the wedding was absolutely beautiful. Sophia and her wife Sav looked they just happy. Just happy,
Don't you love that? That's
Yeah.
how you know. You're like, that's going to be forever. Because I've been to some weddings. I'm
Mm.
obviously not going to name names because my friends listen to the podcast. No,
Ooh.
I'm just kidding. I've been you know what I mean? You just,
Mhm.
And there is no better feeling than seeing your friend end up with their person. Like, truly,
Yeah.
no better feeling. So I love that. And I'm happy Destin will never be the same.
Ever. And her wedding was like at a concert. It was like at a concert venue / bowling alley.
Oh, I love that. That's
So
actually so
like
fun.
so like we had Nick on the stage singing, Matt on the stage singing Vanessa Carlton, and then we went inside for like glow in the dark bowling. Like just a down to earth, fun
I
ass
love
time.
that. Like the
Yeah.
best LA escape, honestly.
Yes.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
I love LA. Obviously, we would not have made a home there if we didn't. And we would have never
Period.
met one another, obviously, if we never went there. Absolutely live, laugh, love LA. But it is nice sometimes to get out for just a snippet. And you're reminded of how other people live. And it's like, oh, some of the things that I think are a really big deal in World Ender, we're literally fine. We're okay.
We're okay, Madison.
We're okay.
So it was
We're
nice to
gonna be okay.
step out of the bubble for a little bit, but I'm
Yes.
back. I'm pedaling, girl.
I know.
I'm pedaling through the
You're
week.
slaying. You're slaying. You're slaying. You're slaying. Courtney, I feel like we should just go ahead and get into the tea because we have a lot
Yes,
that we need to talk
ma'am.
about. You're gonna laugh at my little Madison-sized water bottle, but
I
that's what I'm
love
working with
that.
right now.
That's
You
a
guys,
little
I've got,
sip.
yes, I've gotten a little coughed like lately. I'm fine. It's just my allergies, but I'm just like, oh my
You got a
gosh, I need
Benadryl,
all the
girl?
water, all the Benadryl, the Zyrtec, the Sudafed. You know me. I travel with a pharmacy. I'm never going anywhere without anti-nausea pills and my poop pills. Okay, because we all know I got tummy troubles all the time and allergies.
I'm
Always.
screaming. At least you're prepared.
At least I'm prepared and honest. I mean, we always keep it real here, obviously, on Touch the Tea.
Period.
Duh. Okay, Courtney, let's go ahead and kick things off. I had to talk about this with you because I know Wendy Williams is your girl.
Yes.
And you guys, there is a new Wendy Williams documentary that's going to premiere on Lifetime next week. And Lifetime never misses with the documentaries, you guys. The trailer already is so intense. You see Wendy Williams looking in a state that we have never seen her before. She claims she has no money because the bank froze her assets. We see her struggling with her health, physical and mental health, her drinking. Her son and her family do appear in the documentary. It appears as they're willing participants in the documentary.
Yes, ma'am.
But Courtney, what I am really curious to hear your thoughts on. So in a recent report from the US Sun, we now know how her ex, Kevin Hunter, feels about this documentary, which, Courtney, I feel like you should maybe educate the community a little bit about Miss Wendy's ex because he's not the most upstanding person.
He's not. He was like her manager, you guys. And then he was, obviously her husband, and he went and cheated on her and had another baby with the woman and moved the woman just a few miles down from the home that he shared with Wendy in Jersey. It's wild. The gall.
It's insane. I remember when all of that was happening at our old job and you were like,
yeah.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
gagged.
And I was gagged, and we were just like, we need a platform to talk about this. This is crazy. Because it's just, regardless of if you watch Wendy every day or not.
Yeah, that's a crazy story.
That a man cheats on his wife, has a baby with somebody else, and then moves her just, down the street, basically. Insane. But he's now weighing in, or a source is weighing in on his reaction to the documentary. This insider claims that Kevin was against the documentary from the beginning. He was worried it would, quote, harm Wendy and harm her already tarnished reputation. The source went on to say that he was also totally blindsided by their son participating in the documentary because he, quote, initially said he didn't want anything to do with it. The source then ended their insider info saying that Kevin is, quote, furious to see that his ex is still being exploited in this way. Courtney, do you think that Kevin's actually being sincere here or no?
I don't think that he's being sincere at all. I remember the report saying that Wendy was like showing up at these restaurants with like a camera crew without getting like the permits to film and stuff like that. So it's clear that like she wanted to film her truth and put out her side of the story. So I mean, get back to your baby. Yeah, like get back to your baby and leave Wendy alone at this point.
I agree.
And the son being in it, I think, gives the story some validity.
That's how I feel. As soon as I saw her son was participating and her sister, I was like, okay, this is real. And you can tell that her family wants to get her story out there to help others.
I agree.
That comes across in the documentary, in the trailer. Like, I did not see that trailer and think, oh my God, Lifetime is exploiting Wendy. I saw that trailer and was like, oh, her family is trying to educate people on how the system can really screw you over. And it doesn't matter if you have millions of dollars or you have $0. This can happen to anyone. if it can happen to Wendy Williams, it can happen to your family member. That's what I got from the documentary.
It's like Wendy
Trailer,
Williams is
the
in like
trailer.
it's like Wendy's in like a conservatorship or something
Yes,
like Courtney. That's
but
what
the
the
problem
situation
is
gives.
it gives that, but I think her family's not in control. It looks like the state is in control, which
Weird.
is
Weird.
not a place anybody wants to be in because
Yeah.
he's having to contact a third party in order to get anything approved to be spent. And that's when basically like the state assigns you a conservator. It's not even anyone you know, because in the trailer, her sister's like, why wouldn't anyone assign her own family member to her care? Like they're having to deal with a stranger essentially who's approving and not approving things. Like
I
that
hate
is
that for her.
crazy. Can you imagine
A
how
grown
frustrating?
woman.
How frustrating. And I'm not saying she seems healthy. She definitely
Mm,
needs help. She definitely needs her
absolutely.
family. Like, we're not naive to be like, oh, she needs to be
She's
like Britney
perfectly
Spears
fine
too.
and rush back
No.
on TV and
Yes,
yeah, no.
obviously. And obviously there seems to be a lot going on. But I will be very interested to see the documentary in its entirety because the trailer is pretty shocking.
I agree. Just the fact that we see like Wendy wigless with Angela White, aka Black China, laying in her lap, I thought was like the most raw moment out of the whole entire. I mean, we
I
got the sun
also,
picking up, like we got
yes,
the
the
picking up
vodka
the bottle,
bottle.
like bro, like
Did you know her and Black China were that good of friends?
yes,
Okay.
you know, I'm a avid Wendy
I
watcher,
know you are. That's why I'm
and
asking.
you wouldn't, you know how like how we tell our stories at the beginning of the
Yes.
podcast. Wendy does like hot topics. At one point, she would talk about these little fun nights out, being single, and her and Angela White.
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry. She does.
They got very close, and it's a genuine thing. It's a
Okay, so
genuine
that's
thing.
how she
Yeah.
always had all that Kardashian tea. Okay. Allegedly.
The sisters and Chris never really
Allegedly.
needed to come on like that, and they've been on Wendy, but they never really
Yeah.
needed to because you know Black China was going to tell Wendy, you know, whatever.
I kind of love that though. I
Same.
kind of love, and honestly, you know what? Angela White has had a complete 180 makeover
Yeah.
turnaround. So more power to her. She did what she did. She went through what she needed to go through. And honestly, if now she can be there for Wendy in this time that Wendy needs somebody, I say more power to her. Also, I feel like Wendy needs genuine people around her.
I
And that
agree.
has to be hard to get around. They even say something about that in the trailer. Like, she had some people around her that were not the best people. And that we say that all the time when talking about celebrities. Your
Yeah.
circle is everything.
You can't have no whack people and no yes men in your circle. You'll lose your money and your life.
Yep. And honestly, normal people too. If the people around you are bringing you down, yikes. Honestly, that's a lesson for all of us. Wow,
I agree.
I already feel we're dropping a lot of lessons during this episode, and I'm living for every second of it.
Shout out to the community for enjoying our little
Yes.
nuggets of knowledge.
Yes, exactly. Okay, Courtney, let's lighten things up a little bit
Okay.
and talk about something that I've been still watching, still obsessing over. Usher's halftime performance. You know I was thriving.
I know
didn't
you
even
were,
have to ask.
Maddison.
All of my favorite songs, all of my favorite people in one halftime performance. 2000s Maddison living her best mother effing life. I was obsessed. Obsessed.
I was very excited. And I want to say, firstly, at the end of it, I was impressed, I think is the first word that comes to mind. I just was very impressed just by the fact that there have been some great halftime show performances. Of course, you know, we have our Beyonce's. We know how you feel about Katy, but Katy Perry, you know, the girl Madonna, you know, the girlies. But I really appreciate Usher's showmanship. Like men in music,
A performer.
they don't give us performance anymore. And I really felt like Usher really channels that inner performer. Like this, I almost said this bitch. This man was dripping sweat buckets by the end of that performance. And as
Literally.
he should, it was great.
As he
Not
should.
perfect, but great.
He came out on roller skates. Okay, when he came out on the roller skates, I about lost my damn mind.
He
I
would
was
run
like,
one hell of a Sonic.
he is performing in roller skates. I was looking around and I was like, I don't think everyone in this room is comprehending what we're visualizing right now. Like, I was shocked. One hell of a Sonic. You couldn't have said it any better. Like, I'm going there for my chili cheese tater tots.
I just had them last weekend.
Day. Oh my God, they're so good. We've been having Sonic since we've been in Missouri too. Obsessed. I had the mozzarella sticks. The mozzarella sticks are also good. If you go to a good Sonic, it could make or break
I
it.
had the buffalo chicken dip bites. Them little
Oh, those are
empanadas, girl.
new?
They're good.
Okay. Dare I say I'm door dashing those as soon as we get done with this. Okay,
Okay.
love that. What did you think about Alicia Keys' that tinge of a voice crack at the beginning?
I
That they've edited
screamed,
out of the video that's
girl,
now on YouTube.
girl. They sure did. They knew
They
better.
sure did.
I laughed at the vocal malfunction, but I can still recognize that Alicia Keys is an icon, a legend, and the moment.
That's how I feel.
Why was she dressed like Chloe Bailey though?
She was.
It
But she looked
was
good.
cute. She looked good. It was just like a sexy Little Red Riding Hood Chloe Bailey.
I was living the fact that they sang my oh, my oh, my
My
oh, my
oh,
oh,
my
my boo. I literally I saw Alicia Keys pop up and I go, they're not gonna sing my boo. They're not
course
gonna sing
they
my
will.
boo. And then they did, and I was like, oh my God. What did you think about Usher doing the little sway behind her, even though she's got a man's and he has a wife?
Of course, they have to sell the
Thank
song.
you. That's what I thought. Everyone was like, I would be pissed if that was my wife. I'd be pissed if that was my husband. I'm like, you
And
guys.
that's why y'all ain't got no husband and no wife.
Literally, they're performing. It's a show. Their
Yeah.
significant others know that they're not like, come on, you guys. Also, have you seen the
People are
music
silly.
video? They were just giving us millennials everything we wanted and more. They were letting us live that fantasy again for 1.2 seconds.
People gotta lighten up.
I know. I was like, it's called performance. Look it up. I know we haven't seen one in a while, but I'm just saying it was giving performance.
Out of 10, what would you give Usher's halftime?
12.
12?
12.
I would give
Courtney, I was
Usher's.
obsessed.
I would say, well, LOL. I really want to quickly bring up the fact that Jermaine Dupri looked like a mini CeeLo Green. Did you see that?
Okay, for 1 point, maybe 8 seconds.
I
was
know
like,
you did.
I
know you did.
for a second, I was like, and you know, I'm like the only like person who's up in pop culture and entertainment with out of everyone who we are watching the Super Bowl with. So as soon as everyone was confused, everyone obviously looks at me and is like, Maddison, why is CeeLo Green on stage? And I was like, you guys, that is not CeeLo Green. That's not like, but it took me like 2.1. Like I was literally like,
what is the meaning of this?
who is that? I was like, I'm confused. I felt horrible. He was okay. That makes me feel better. He was giving CeeLo Green.
Madison, I was howling in my hotel bed with the ice cream in my lap. Howling.
I was like, what
Looking like
happened?
someone's little schoolboy.
He was.
Looking like Madeline in Paris, girl. Remember little Madeline, girl?
Oh, I obviously love Madeline. Are you
That's what you
kidding
look
me?
like.
Of course. I am dead. Okay, literally. Also, Ludacris, great. Lil Jon, great. As soon as they did Peace Up, A-Town Down, I was like, BRB, no one talk to me for the next minute and a half.
The performance wouldn't have been complete without it.
No.
You know?
And you know what? I love that it was on the field for the most part. Obviously, they ended up getting on the stage. I love the strippers.
I
love
also
the
enjoyed the
showgirls.
strippers. I did. And
I'm
I
telling
want
you
to
guys.
say, Madison, firstly, before we move on, because I know the comments will be like, you never gave your rating. I would give it 8.5 because I thought it was a stellar performance, but there are things that I would critique, little things like we could have enjoyed less songs for longer.
I see what you're
that's
saying.
probably my biggest critique. But girl, that is
He was trying to shove it all in.
he
was
girl.
trying to put it all in.
He said
said,
the
"Shut
whole
up."
discography.
Yes.
I want to say I know the girlies were upset, but I did not feel that this performance needed Justin Bieber. Not in a I'm dragging him way, but like I feel like Justin Bieber, I'm sure in like 2-3 years, will have his own
Courtney,
moment.
get out of my head
Right?
because I was literally just about to ask you, what did you think about Justin not showing up? See, I actually felt like it was a missed opportunity for Justin. I felt
But
like
is he coming back? If he's not coming back, then
so there's been a couple reports over this has been like probably whenever Scooter and him parted ways, there were reports that he was working on new music that Scooter was not a part of.
oh,
So where I'm coming from is if you are planning a comeback, your tush should have been up there with Usher. You
fair.
should have been associated with that performance. If you're not planning a comeback, stay on the sidelines. But
I think Justin will do like Coachella or something.
Do you want him at Coachella?
No, of course not. But there's a bunch of people I don't want at Coachella, and they make their little behinds right up on that roster. There they go. You don't want Justin Bieber at Coachella, girl?
No, I don't want him at Coachella. But I do think he had a missed opportunity. Truthfully, if he's really planning a comeback, I feel like he should have been there. But
Honestly, Madison, I think now that I think about it, I think that with Justin Bieber there, it almost might have taken away.
I know some people have said that, but he just looks so bored on the sidelines.
And you want him on the stage looking like that?
True. Oh, him and Haley looked bored, I guess.
Justin said, I ain't stretching 6 months. I ain't worn a pair of high top sneakers in 3 years. And y'all want me to pop up out the floor with some fireworks talking about halftime show.
He was like, absolutely not. I'm going to be sitting over here with my hot dog. Hopefully a Michelob Ultra. And
not the Michelob Ultra.
Always the Michelob Ultra.
But shout out to Justin Bieber, though.
That is true. That is true. I hope him and Haley had fun. That Kim Kardashian suite looked boring as hell. Have you been seeing the photos?
I haven't. They all in there looking bored and rich?
Yeah, because it was like Kim, Chloe, Justin, Haley, Kendall. That's who's coming to my mind right now. Mm-hmm. But I've been seeing comparison photos of like their suite versus Taylor Swift. Like she was in Travis Kelce's suite.
We know Taylor was turning up.
Family, yeah.
That was the one where Ice Spice was far away looking into the picture posing.
Yes.
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
Taylor was chugging beer.
Yeah, like, Lana Del Rey got trampled, girl.
Lana Del Rey was up there. Also, I love that Taylor was like explaining to Ice Spice the rules of the game before. And Ice Spice
that was literally me and my friend Jordan a few weeks ago.
Love that. I was living for every second. But yeah, the comparison photos of like where Justin and Haley were sitting, versus where Taylor was sitting, let's just say we would have been in Taylor's suite, obviously.
Yeah, I'm trying to turn up. I would have been drunker than Taylor, girl.
That would have been our vibe. For sure. Absolutely.
I would be like, girl, your man scored. Ow!
We would be chugging the beer.
Yeah.
We'd be doing everything we need to do. I mean, it was just different. But,
I would have had a good big salted pretzel too, girl. With some
obviously.
good old hot cheese dip.
Because all the food in the suite is free, so just saying. But no, overall, Usher absolutely loved it. Lived for every second of it, and
great performance.
I was loving it. But let's talk about some other big music news. Miss Beyonce. So shortly after her Verizon ad played during the Super Bowl, she announced the newest act of her Renaissance era and dropped 2 new country songs called 16 Carriages and Texas Hold'em. Fans brought it to the internet's attention that an Oklahoma radio station, Cheese and Rice, KYKC, was refusing to play the new Beyonce music with the excuse of, we do not play Beyonce on KYKC, whatever, as we are a country music station. Obviously, the Beehive said,
absolutely not.
And they quickly flooded the phone lines of the radio station. They were emailing them, obviously contacting them on social media, demanding that, hello, you need to play Beyonce. And the general manager for the radio station told CBS that they added Texas Hold'em to the station's playlist and said that they were unaware of Beyonce's new country music, and the response was given as standard reply. They messed up. Get out of Oklahoma, pull out of the internet, get up in a computer. Did you watch the Super Bowl? Not an excuse.
There's no way you didn't know. And especially, I'm sure it wasn't just like one person called and requested it initially. No. I'm sure it was a handful. So also, clearly there was a reason why.
Yes. Also, it was everywhere. Beyonce's country era.
Yeah.
What do we think about Beyonce going country? Did you watch the Grammys? She wore a cowboy hat. Like, come on.
That was some BS, and they know it. Roger Harris, that was some BS.
Yes, Roger Harris. I love when radio stations and executives and people just think we're stupid. You think we're stupid? No, 9 times, sometimes, yes, the public, I know, sometimes we don't use all of our brain cells, but this situation, I don't know who the hell you thought you were pulling a fast one on, but it definitely wasn't Beyonce fans.
They're silly. It was so bad, Maddison, that the radio station had to tweet that they were gonna play it, and the account hadn't tweeted in years.
Yeah, obviously.
Who's
checking their radio station Twitter in Oklahoma? Nobody. Maybe they should start playing Beyonce, and then people would start listening more. No shade.
I agree.
No shade, honestly. Like, I hate this. Oh, we didn't know. I don't say no when you knew when you were doing it for another reason.
The backlash that occurred,
Yeah.
Now y'all can get all the attention y'all want. It's just not going to be positive.
Exactly. Now people really aren't going to listen. What do you think of Beyonce's new music? I kind of love that she's drifting into another genre. I feel like this shows her like her power as an artist when you can go in between different genres.
I love it just because this is probably what is most organic to her,
Hmm.
like culturally. Like we know Beyonce's from Texas. Like this is probably the kind of music that she grew up around. And I love that there seems to be, I can't confirm this, but there seems to be like this trend of Beyonce sort of putting genres that are normally faced with white artists, she's putting those back on the map. So like we have Renaissance, which was like house and dance music. And we know for the past 10 years, our EDM scene has been,
Hmm.
the white faces at the front. So now
Yeah.
we have Renaissance and there's a moment. Now we have Beyonce and we know country music originated with black people. The
Yeah.
banjo's an African instrument. So Beyonce, it's almost like she's reclaiming country. And so I wonder, not that I'm annoyingly thirsty, but I'm curious as to like what's next. Like what's the next genre? Because it's going to be something different than the last two, right?
Hmm.
So I'm interested. I love the two songs.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm ready for the album. It was just announced like a few hours ago on Hits Daily Double that Beyonce's going on tour again. So Madison, yeehaw. Yeehaw.
I'm ready. I'm ready, honestly. And again, I think what is amazing is just the fact that she can re-put genres on the map.
Yeah.
Say what you will, like we always often say about Taylor. Say what you will about Beyonce. You can try to talk ish all you want. She's a once in a lifetime artist too. Truthfully, not a lot of
I
artists
agree.
can do what she does. Okay, how many artists do you know can literally say, "Oh, I'm completely shifting gears from my last album," get that kind of response, and then also say, "By the way, I'm going on tour again," and know that it's going to sell out.
Her bandwidth is so strong.
Hmm.
It seems like Beyonce's always working. Like
Always.
Renaissance didn't come out like 50,000 years ago. Like,
No.
it's a
Are
pretty
you
quick
kidding me?
album. But
Okay.
I get the feeling that Beyonce also has like albums worth of music that she could just like put out at any time.
Oh, for
You
sure.
know?
Like Taylor. Oh,
Mm.
by the way,
Like Taylor, yeah.
I've been working on this for 2 years. I guess I'll just release it now. It's like, I'm sorry, what?
Like, oh, okay.
Honestly, that's why whenever people try to compare them and like put them against one another, I'm like, the joke is on you because they're
Yeah.
actually just very similar. They obviously have different styles, different niches, but I'm like, they're very similar, you guys. The joke is on you. They're
People
just two
are
powerful women who actually always uplift one another if you would just stop trying to make them compete. But they're always
yeah.
on the same team of rooting for the other one because they
And for
are
years.
because they're in a class of their own. You know what I mean? They are truly in a class of their own. I live for it. I love
Mm,
Beyonce's new era.
mm.
Okay, let's move on and talk about Billy Ray and Miley Cyrus
Okay.
because Courtney, I don't know if you remember this, but when Miley failed to mention her dad in her Grammy speech,
Mm.
tons of people speculated, oh, we've been hearing there's turmoil in the Cyrus family, so this must be true because why didn't she mention Billy Ray? Well, in a new report from Us Magazine, a source confirmed that Billy Ray and Miley are, quote, on the outs, and that's because Miley is very close to her mom, Tish, and
Mhm.
she's, quote, standing by her. Now, Noah, on the other hand, has, quote, always been close to Billy Ray, so apparently that's also causing a rift between
The
Miley and
sisters.
Noah. Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it sounds like Miley and her sister Brandy are Team Tish on their mom's side, and Noah and the brother are Team Billy Ray.
Why do they have to choose a side?
I know, but apparently, like
It's
now
too
that
many of y'all.
the parents, now that they've moved on with other people, it's causing this divide. The source went on to say
Oh,
the family
no.
dynamics haven't been the same since the divorce, and now that Tish and Billy Ray are with other people, there's even more division among them all. And of course, this insider, it's giving Billy Ray's PR team. I'm not gonna even lie to you guys. This insider shared that Billy Ray is doing his best to repair his relationship with Miley. He's reportedly tried reaching out and congratulating her on her Grammy win, but she's not responding.
Well, I want to ask for clarity. Maybe you know, maybe you don't, Madison D.
Mm-hmm.
Hill. Billy Ray moved on with like a very young lady, or no?
Oh, oh,
Is that the
oh,
tea?
oh, would you
Didn't we
say
talk about that at one point?
it's 27 years younger? Would you consider
Oh,
that a big
wow.
difference?
Madison, here's the thing. Now that
Mhm,
I'm single, I can't even imagine dating someone that's like 6 years younger than me, 5 years
Thank
younger,
you.
4 years
Thank
younger than
you.
me even.
Thank
So
you.
like when you hear like
Thank you.
27 years, what the hell are y'all talking about?
That is my question.
Finger paints
Also,
and MacBooks?
I'm like 27 years. How old is Noah? Like, I think that's even a bigger difference than the age of your
Yeah.
child. That is for me. I cannot fault Miley for taking her mom's side in that situation
Yeah.
or getting icked out by it. Because if my dad came to me, if Papa Hill came to me and said, "Oh, by the way, I'm dating somebody," your mom and I were married since 1990, whatever. We're now divorced. Now I'm dating someone who's 27 years younger than me. I would say, I respectfully, boundary. I'm not doing this. I will be.
I'm not
hanging
doing
with her.
this.
I'm not doing this. So I totally. People were saying like, regardless, Miley should thank her dad. Like he's part of the reason why she got in music. I'm sorry, no.
No.
When you're an adult, you have adult relationships with your parents. It changes.
Yes.
And if she feels like it is not positive for her to have a relationship with her dad right now, I will never fault somebody for that.
I agree. I agree,
Like,
Maddison.
I don't know how people could even utter those words when they don't know the situation.
Oof.
How people can even give her a hard time. I'm like, if she only wants to thank her mom and her, but now it makes sense. Because I thought it was weird she didn't thank Noah or her brother. The fact
See,
that
I wasn't thinking about them people at all.
Yeah,
I'll be forgetting she got siblings.
Yes, I did like when she said it. I was like, huh, that's weird. But I thought, well, her mom and Brandy are the ones who are there, and her
Mhm.
boyfriend. So I was like, well, that makes sense. She's going to call out the people who are there.
Yeah.
I did think the dad was on purpose. I was like, oh,
That I picked up on.
We've been hearing that things with Billy
Mhm.
Ray are funky. So I was like, okay, Billy Ray makes sense. But the other two siblings, they weren't there, out of sight, out of mind. But now I'm like, oh, that makes complete sense because her and Brandy are Team Tish, and Noah and the brother are Team Billy Ray. So I'm like, it's all coming for full circle now for me.
They need to fix it. Billy Ray, leave that lady.
I do think,
Leave
what,
that
at the very
girl.
least, I think the siblings, I
Yeah.
understand
Yeah, I agree.
the parents are
Y'all
probably
gotta
never going
fix
to be
that.
cordial, but the siblings, because at the end
Because
of the
that's
day, that's all
no
we
shade.
got.
That's none of your business. No shade.
Yeah,
As annoying as it is, and we hate the young lady and Billy Ray for all of that, but like it's really none that doesn't concern the siblings.
right.
Like
They should
y'all
not be
should
letting
still be
that.
good.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. Because I'm like,
Mm.
at the end of the day, that's all they're going to have. You know what I
We
mean?
gotta trick them
So,
into walking into a Dunkin' Donuts all at the same time or something.
I know. Okay, Parent Trap. Parent Trap siblings.
Parent
battle.
Trap.
Parent
Y'all, we
Trap
gonna
Cyrus
get 'em.
siblings. We're going to get them. Okay, let's move on to talk about Katy Perry. So because you're killing me. I saw you put that on the docket, and I was like, oh, Courtney's trying to go. You guys, literally, the docket says, Katy Perry is leaving American Idol and releasing new music. Sorry, Maddison, LOL. Because Courtney knew that I would not.
I literally screamed as I was typing every line of that. I said,
LOL. So she recently announced on Jimmy Kimmel that she is stepping down as a judge after she took the position in 2018. The Blast reports that Katy wanted to leave the show because she believed the producers set her up to look like the mean judge on the panel, which resulted in a lot of online hate. I don't think the producers had to do that, but anyway. She went on to say on Kimmel, I love Idol so much. It's connected me with the heart of America, but I feel like I need to go feel the pulse of my own beat. Courtney, you're literally killing me. I love the show so much, but I want to see the world. Maybe I'll come back if they have me one day. But the new Katy Perry is coming, everybody. She says, I have some things planned for this year, so it's going to be a very, very exciting year for all the pop star girlies. I've been in the studio for a while. Courtney, what do you think about her leaving American Idol? Do you think the producers were setting her up?
I don't know because I never watched her on American Idol. Truthfully, I watched Wig, Noah Davis, that moment that she had with him,
Yes.
and I never watched a full episode. But I'm glad that she's leaving finally because it seems that was what was in between her and doing the damn music. And I'm ready to give Katy Perry her last shot. Before I really start to look at her stank because 3 flop albums in a row is unacceptable. And we need her now. You've had a break, you've had a baby, you got a hot man. Girl, give us hits now. If Katy flop on this album, y'all,
then
I can't save her.
Okay, that's our deal. Because here's the
Yeah.
thing, I always was not anti Katy Perry. I loved California Girls. When that came out, old Katy Perry, obsessed. You guys know me. I was in my little convertible driving through
Black wig Katie.
Parkville, Missouri, screaming about California Girls, not even knowing what my future would hold. Lived for it every second of the day. That summer, so much fun. Then I just haven't gotten anything besides that, which is why I have been kind of meh. And then seeing her on American Idol, and
Was she mean on American Idol?
So I also have a little unique view because I know a lot about the behind the scenes of American Idol, and I've seen things behind the scenes of American Idol.
Oh.
And I will say, producer Courtney, you know this from reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
Producers don't make you look bad if you're nice.
Fair. That's a very fair statement. If you're nice, they can't cut up something to make you say something mean. If you're not saying something mean. Yeah, fair.
We know from
fair,
watching
Maddison.
Housewives.
Mhm.
If the crew and the producers favor a housewife, do they ever get a bad edit?
No.
So that's all I'm going to say.
And y'all heard that.
And that is why, another reason why I haven't left her, because I'm like, you came on American Idol, like, big cojones, you're Katy Perry, even though you're with Lionel Richie. And, oh my gosh, my countryman.
There's a Toby
Luke
Keith?
Bryan,
Luke Bryan, girl.
And she was just trying to, kind of act like the biggest star in the room. And I'm like, they're also big. Lionel Richie is an icon.
Lionel Richie is an icon, yeah.
And Luke Bryan is also, very successful in his own right too.
Yeah.
So I
think I'm seeing him this year.
Oh my God, he's so good.
I think he's playing at Hangout Fest.
I saw him when he was kind of newer to the scene. He actually opened for Jason Aldean, who's but he stole the show. He was really? Yes, whenever Jason Aldean came out, even though he was the headliner, the whole crowd was like, bring back Luke Bryan. Like, we were dancing.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to his little music now.
Yes, really twangy, very country, but fun.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Like fun.
Yeah. So you'll like it. You'll feel just like you're back home in Pennsylvania. It'll give you polka dots. But in a good way,
Okay.
Truthfully. So I just need Katy Perry to really deliver something, really deliver the hits. And I want her to turn me back into a Katy Perry fan with whatever she's cooking up.
I think that's really fair to say. I mean, the last 3 albums, I have my songs here or there, but like you said, the Teenage Dream era and album
was the best.
It was the best. And she just seemed to never really land the plane for me personally after that.
No, we've been circling. We need a land.
Can I pitch one celebrity to replace her on American Idol, and y'all could throw y'all tomatoes?
I would love that.
Random, but I think it would really balance the panel if Avril Lavigne was a judge on American Idol.
I was not expecting you to say Avril Lavigne.
I'm sure. Who did you think I was going to say?
I have no idea who you were going to say, but
my ass is always going to come from left field.
I was going to say, but this
Charlie XCX.
To what we were talking about earlier. I know you love your punk rock. I know that was your genre.
Avril Lavigne would eat.
She would.
Avril, Lionel Richie, and who country?
Luke Bryan.
And then maybe add one more lady.
I think that's also a rotating judge that we never know who it's going to be. Add
different.
A little fun.
Yeah.
A little zest.
I can be okay with that. Maybe Avril's part of the rotating.
Maybe Avril's part of the rotation. But I would watch Avril's episode.
I would probably got some good critiques.
I feel like she would too, honestly.
Bring Nikki back.
Dare we say. What about Nikki and Avril take turns? They alternate weeks.
Maddison, now that would be some good, clean family fun. American Idol, I would give y'all that view.
We would start watching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would start.
Absolutely. If Nikki's attached, Courtney will be watching.
It's one of 2 only full seasons of American Idol I've seen.
Subscribing,
that one and Fantasia.
Following. A Fantasia's performance at the Grammys, by the way.
Great.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move on because I cannot wait to hear your thoughts about this. Kanye and Taylor Swift. Cheese and rice. Still an issue, you guys. So Kanye West, which actually I'm happy about this. I'm happy about this part of his Instagram caption. I have a bone to pick with the other parts of the Instagram caption. But Kanye West has come forward and denied the allegation that Taylor Swift had him kicked out of the Super Bowl. So earlier this week, a former NFL player, Brandon Marshall, he was on Paper Routes podcast, and he told this story and made this allegation that Kanye West strategically bought Super Bowl tickets in front of Taylor's suite. He claims Kanye did this because he knew the NFL would not show him, but they would show Taylor. So he purposely bought these seats, and he did wear a mask that would help promote his new music.
Mm-hmm.
However, Brandon claims that once Taylor Swift got word that Kanye West was going to sit in front of the suite, she made a couple calls and got him kicked out. Which right there on just the base of the story, I knew was BS because I was like, Taylor Swift didn't even buy the suite. Travis Kelce did. Because he bought it for his family and friends. Also, when he was telling the story, he kept saying Katy Perry suite, LOL, after just talking about Katy Perry.
Bye.
And the hosts of the podcast go, wait, I'm sorry, did you say Katy Perry? He goes, oh, I mean Taylor Swift.
Lion stank dog.
Yes. And then he goes, oh, she had him kicked out because of their beef at the Grammys. And I was like, sir, it wasn't even at the Grammys, it was at the VMAs. So
And it was like 50,000 years ago.
Thank you. Get the iconic pop culture moments correct if you're going to start throwing them out.
Okay.
So Kanye actually confirmed in a lengthy caption on Instagram that this did not happen. He said him and his wife got up to go to another suite. They went to YG suite, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Bianca had never been to a Super Bowl, so he wanted to get up and like walk around with her and show her the atmosphere.
That's nice.
Thank you. He said that they had a really good time. However, one of the parts of the caption, Courtney, that I do disagree with is he, gave a message to the Swifties and said that he has done more to help Taylor's career than hurt it. What do you think about that?
I don't think, if I'm Kanye, I'm looking at it as y'all wouldn't have the reputation era had I not violated her.
Literally.
Right? But I don't think putting Taylor through the mental stress that then led to that album is like a positive thing.
I feel like
I don't think that he's helped her career.
No. How can you hear the impact you had on her and then say, I helped her?
Yeah, I don't know why he would say that. He's silly. Maddison, that man's silly. That man in a hockey mask is silly. That don't make no sense. Maddison, why were you not talking about Kanye West's album?
Because I'm not listening.
Exactly. We're talking about Kanye talking about Taylor Swift and not his album he literally just put out with Ty Dolla $ign.
Well, because
it's your bestie, Miss Westy couldn't even save him.
I know. And he said the album's supposed to be positive, but I'm like, sir.
Girl, I didn't make it past track 3.
Really?
Yeah. I'll get to it. I mean, but it wasn't like, I was on the plane, girl. I said, okay, girl, back to Nikki.
Obviously. That doesn't surprise me. I don't know.
Cowgirl right back on.
I was so annoyed by that. I was like, you're going after the Swifties and you should just be more concerned on promoting your own music.
Just narcissistic.
Yes. The one thing he did say that I agreed with, he said Taylor and Beyonce are inspirations to all musicians.
Yeah.
Because they sell out tours and movies. And I was like, okay, that is true. But all the other parts, not true.
Trash. No, I don't like that. Oh,
and it's not making me want to listen to Vultures.
Girl, at least you knew the name of the album.
I know. I know. Too bad. But I was living for all the Taylor and Travis content, obviously, after the Super Bowl. I don't know if you've been seeing the video.
They were cute when they were singing You Belong With Me. And
Love Story in the crowd. Did you see? Okay. Was Jason Kelce, as someone from Pennsylvania, Courtney, was Jason Kelce not giving Pennsylvania in all of those videos?
He was. Bless him.
In the most hilarious way.
I love that I was seeing a lot of tweets saying, like, I don't care about Travis or Taylor at all, but I like the brother.
Honestly. He was wearing a Mexican wrestling mask.
Like Maddison.
There was one video that cracks me up, and it's Travis, like, putting his jacket on Taylor. Like, they're walking, like, having this cute little lovey, like, they're in love moment. And Jason's literally so wasted, he almost falls into a tree.
I did not see that.
I have to send it to you.
Not this.
It is. I'll post it on our Instagram, too. It is so funny because all the tweets were like, I so badly want to be the Taylor and Travis, but I'm Jason Kelce.
I
Placed
relate.
into calling it.
Me, literally me.
And I was like,
Actually me.
literally me. Like, just the most funny third wheel.
Oh,
Hilarious. And so I guess when I think about that, and then, you have Kanye still trying to peddle this stuff on Instagram, it's just like, she said what she said. She feels like she feels until she gets an apology. She's not going to feel any other way. But I like that she's not letting it affect her like she probably would have in the past, because
yeah,
I feel like she has so
no.
many good things going for her that it's like, oh, Kanye is going off again. Couldn't care less.
What else is new? Right?
Literally. What else is freaking
Trying to
new?
attach his name to Taylor and Beyonce to help the attention
Mhm.
be on his album, and it's like we're not
No.
listening.
We weren't listening before this. Like, the Swifties didn't even need to do anything to help Beyonce's song. They weren't listening before.
Poor Kanye.
True. I know. But I do feel for Kanye. I feel like he's trying to turn it around, but it's just not, it's too far. He's gone too far.
He's gone too far. He's off the deep end.
Literally. And yes, and I will just continue to watch videos of Taylor and Travis instead of Sherming Vultures, me personally.
Well, that's positive.
Yeah, it is positive.
That's positive.
Courtney, my last thing for you, my last Taylor
Okay.
Travis question, because I'm just curious, because I feel some type of way about this, but I'm curious to hear how you feel.
Okay.
So Travis, I'm going to say he was overserved, but he overserved himself during the Super Bowl parade.
hmm
He got up on the stage and he did a little slurry rendition of Friends in Low Places, but he changed it where he was kind of a little dig at the 49ers. Sports, LOL, we throw digs at our opponents, okay?
Okay.
But people were saying that they thought Taylor was going to break up with him after seeing him drunk on stage.
No.
Can you set the record straight here? Because I feel the same way.
No. I mean, was she like, sure. But come on. We all have our moments. And if someone really truly loves you, that's not gonna warrant a breakup. Come on now.
Thank you. Thank
Let's
you.
be for real, guys.
I was like,
Come
you
on.
guys, you think Taylor has not seen clips of this man at previous Super Bowl parades when he was dropping the F-bomb on local news?
Yeah,
They just partied
it
together
seems
in
like she knows what
Vegas.
she's getting herself into.
Thank you. Also, Mike, have you never celebrated a life win where you've just had one too many? Come I hate when people try to act all high and mighty like they've never been overserved.
It's
Like,
because they just it's so much easier to just put the attention on celebrities and not ourselves, Maddison.
I'm just like, we've all been there.
I agree.
We just don't have millions of people watching us, but we've all been there. Think about all the times you've been at karaoke, or maybe I'm just thinking myself. I'm like, I'm just
Girl, drunk at
ugh.
karaoke. I love that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I was irritated by seeing that. Or people were also trying to say, maybe they got into a fight before and that's why he was drinking so much. I'm like,
What?
you guys,
People just make up anything.
when are you going to get it through your heads? They are in love, they like each other, and they're not breaking up. It's a normal, healthy relationship. And we have never seen Taylor Swift like this with anyone. You and I can
Yeah.
attest.
Yeah.
How long have we been fans of her? Since the friggin' beginning. Never seen her like this with anyone before in my entire time of being a fan of Taylor Swift.
She comes
Can
across
we-
as just looking really comfortable, which I really enjoy.
Yes.
You know, she looks
Okay,
comfortable.
I have another clip that I have to send you. I'll post it on the Instagram too. There's one part when they're in Vegas. Okay, and then I will shut up about this and we can get to our last segment. But there's one clip of them in Vegas and her security guard comes over and she tells him no, I'm okay, I'm good. He's here. He's got me. She is the Taylor Swift telling her security guard, I do not need you because I feel safe with my mans.
And that's exactly how it needs to be.
Thank
She was
you.
not
Is that
saying that
not
with Lil
you?
Joe.
No.
Not small fry over there. Not
No.
sad face over there.
No. Which also, apparently, he's trying to strategically figure out a way to speak out.
Joe, shut up. And we don't want to
Thank
hear from
you.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Stream London Boy on iTunes. Or not.
Can you believe? I saw that today and I was like, well, I heard it on Dumois. So I never know. Dumois is, you got to always kind of sift through it a little bit. But I was like, if that is true, that is a bad PR move. I don't know who on his team is telling him to do that, but bad idea.
He just need to be
Bad
quiet
idea.
and make some movies.
Let us listen to the new album. Bad idea.
Mm-mm.
Okay, Courtney, sorry. Thank you for letting me have my
No, girl,
favorite
you're
moment.
fine.
You always let me fangirl, and I appreciate it. And I will be sending you several clips as soon as we end this recording.
Thank you, darling.
Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and get into our last segment. And
Put it in the teapot!
okay, perfect. Let me get my timer.
Put It in the Teapot is our
Put it in the
segment where we
teapot.
are putting one topic that we choose in the teapot. So we're going to get it off our chest for 60 seconds straight. You can submit your subject to put in the teapot at toast2teapod@gmail.com or
Yes.
comment on the YouTube video.
Yes, you guys, please submit what you want to get off your chest, whatever you want to put in the teapot. It really makes it so fun, and we get to hear from you, and also you'll get a shout out on the next episode. So it's kind of the best of both worlds,
It's a win-win.
dare we say.
Ooh.
You could also send us a DM on Instagram as well. Whatever's
Whatever's
the
easiest.
easiest way to communicate with us, y'all do it.
Yes. What I want to put in the teapot for this week is a reminder to everyone that effort goes a very long way, and it's also not embarrassing to show and put in effort. I have made a lot of new friends over the past 6 months, and one of the things that I've learned from them is that there's nothing wrong with just like checking in and saying hello, or just really putting in the effort of like being honest and vulnerable, of saying like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, let's go and hang out. And I've really enjoyed cultivating some of these new relationships just based off of the effort that I put into them. I think that there was a period of time where I was always anxious about the rejection of, wanting to hang out with someone, they not wanting to hang out with me. And I think I've let that go. And because of that, I have the freedom of choosing the most quality people around me. And it's a really good feeling to know that my circle is too legit to quit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, love it.
Well, cute, honest moment.
Okay, as I said at the beginning of the podcast, obviously I had another reminder this week of how short life is. And I think it is a good reminder that, Courtney, and I feel like you and I both do this, when you get in the grind and you get in the hustle, it is so easy to continually put work over everything. And while that is admirable and we need to work, obviously we need to make money. We need to provide a life for ourselves. We need to have a house. We need to have food. Obviously, we need all of those things, and work provides all of that. But I also think a good reminder and something I want to put in the teapot is always putting that above everything else. At the end of the day, when everything is said and done, work is not the one who's going to be there for you. Work is not going to hold your hand. Work is not going to be there at night. You know who's going to be there? Your family, your friends, your loved ones. And I think it is so easy, especially in today's culture. We're looking on social media. We're comparing ourselves. We're always trying to do the next best thing, which is amazing. That drive and that hustle is what keeps us going. That is what makes Courtney and I, as humans, that is what makes you human. That is what gets you to the next level. But do not forget, always putting work first. There's nothing wrong with sometimes putting your family and friends first too. So just remember that, put that in the teapot. Make sure you always keep your priorities straight.
I know that's right, girl.
I just have to remind, because, it's so easy. You get so caught up, and I get so stressed that I'm 30 and I haven't done XYZ, which I always am stressing about, but also, which is important, but also at the end of the day, you got to also remember the connections you make are also just as important.
And you're doing your best.
And your friends and your family, like Courtney.
Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. Okay, Courtney, this was such a fun episode. I feel like
this was a lot of fun.
you know what I mean? We got our lessons in. We got the tea in. Katy Perry, I'm looking for you to change me into a fan again.
We didn't lash her too hard.
All of the good stuff. You guys, please make sure you are following us on social media at Toast to Tea Pod. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok. And also don't forget, if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell. And if you're listening on Spotify, don't forget to subscribe and also participate in the Spotify poll, because that helps us more than you know. You can also follow me on social media at I am Maddison Hill, 2Ds on Instagram and TikTok, at Maddison Hill 93 on Snapchat. Courtney, where can we find you?
You can find me at Court Revolution on Twitter, TikTok, and Snapchat, and Courtney Revolution on Instagram. Got it right.
Yes. Okay, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day and weekend, and we'll talk to you all next time.
Bye, guys. Stay gorgeous.